order and ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Krusek?
Present.
Trustee Page?
Present.
Trustee Martinez?
Present.
Trustee Blair?
Present.
Trustee Kagan?
Present.
Mayor Cunningham?
Present.
Trustee Annalise?
Present.
Quorum established.
Thank you very much. And as a preliminary matter, we do have a trustee, Trustee Kagan, who is unavailable to attend in person this evening for our, as to a business commitment. And we do have a quorum in attendance. And I'm going to just review that the board can agree to allow the trustee to attend remotely this evening. So I'm going to ask, please, for a motion to allow remote attendance for Trustee Kagan this evening.
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Krusek. And a second?
Second.
Thank you very much, Trustee Page. If we could just have a voice vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Trustee Kagan, please join us remotely, and thank you very much for joining us in Pennsylvania.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to take a moment of silence, and this will be right before our Pledge of Allegiance, and we have a wonderful group from our Public Works Department here this evening, which I will ask them to lead us in the pledge this evening. But tonight we are going to, as a village and as a board, dedicate this meeting in remembrance of Jim Pietzak. So we'll take a moment of silence, please. Thank you all very much. And if we could have our Public Works team lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance.
We do have some very special recognition this evening, and Public Works Director Bethel, we're going to invite you up to the podium here and introduce some new colleagues, and as well as a celebration here. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. So we've had some recent promotions and turnover in the department. And so we've got three new gentlemen introduced to you. First, just to kind of reiterate the hiring process we go through, it's probably more than what most communities and organizations do, and we often hear that from our applicants. So we start by vetting all of the applications that have been submitted. Then there's an interview with myself and the HR manager. And then that next group comes back and interviews with actually all of the departmental supervisors. And then we actually do a third round interview. Usually it's here in town. We'll go for coffee one-on-one with myself and kind of the finalist applicants. And that's where we really hone in on who we think is truly going to go above and beyond in the position with the village. So I'm going to go down the line. They actually line themselves up in the correct order. So first is Trevor Ratty. And so when I say new hire, he's new to a full-time position, but he's actually been with us in a seasonal and auxiliary plow driver capacity since May of 2022. He had actually previously applied for full-time positions, had not gotten them. Heather and myself sat down. We gave him kind of some feedback on areas we'd like him to work on. And he really did make some diligent inroads on there. And so we said, you're going to position yourself for good opportunities down the road. And he really did shine in this last interview process. It's something he's actually got some family background, both in fire service, public works, and I think police as well. So he definitely has that public service background coming from his family. Next is Josh Agnoli, again, former part-time employee, both a seasonal worker as well as a plow driver. So one of the things that, again, that I think kind of set these two gentlemen apart, even when they were seasonals and auxiliary drivers, is every single time we called them, they came in. So we needed you at 2 in the morning for a snow event. I'm just a seasonal. Both of them came in. And that's how you kind of set yourself apart and set yourself up for future opportunities. The other reason we knew both of these gentlemen were going to be special is our full-time employees would specifically ask for them. So out of the group of 11, 12 seasonals, they'd say, can I work with Josh today? Can I work with Trevor? And so it tells you they're looking for the people that they know are actually diligently working, working hard. And they all work hard, but these two kind of setting themselves apart. And then finally, Robert McGahan. So Robert actually lives here in Woodridge. He came to us. He had some great experience in buildings and grounds maintenance. And then for the last 18 years, he's been a machinist, welder, and fabricator at Panduit. We actually also thought he was going to have some great communication skills. He used to be an airline ramp agent for 3 years. So I want to go back to kind of those rounds of interviews. And so sat down with Trevor and Josh individually, and we knew them a little bit already. And so, but still those same conversations, making sure we thought they were a good fit. Roberts was special though. And so he and I were sitting there, and we actually had a kind of a solicitor that came up to our table and started pestering us. And kind of in real time, I'm thinking, this is great. We're going to actually get to see those airline ramp agent skills on display. And so I just sat back, and he really he handled it perfectly. Kind of just let it go just long enough where it started to get uncomfortable, and then kind of politely passed them on, and the person left the table. And I told Robert, like, my gosh, you did a great job with that. And his question was that part of the interview? Did you set me up? And it did feel like it. And again, he really did. And so kind of on display in real time, we got to see those customer service skills that we think all of our staff have, and where Robert again is going to shine in that area for us. Again, we've heard a lot of great feedback on all these staff since they've started here. Great timing going into the winter. Josh and Trevor have been off getting their CDL licenses. Robert was off getting his Class C license. So again, getting ready for winter operations. So we think we've got some great staff. Just a little bit about all of them. I think you'll be seeing them at future anniversary recognitions.
Well, wonderful. Thank you very much, Director Bethel. And really welcome, and kind of a different welcome, right? And congratulations to you all. It's really an honor to meet you and be able to welcome you here with the Village Board. So to you, Trevor, Joshua, and Robert, we wish you the very best, and we hope to see you next year where we can do an anniversary celebration and recognition for each of you. So thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think you're up again, Director Bethel, with Anthony. Good evening, Anthony.
Good evening.
So just as a refresher, our supervisory group is broken up into 5 foremen who oversee different functional areas like water and sewer and roads and trees and of course fleet. And so I'd like to introduce you to Anthony, who was recently promoted into that foreman position overseeing fleet and some of our other operations. So a little bit of background, he actually started with the Village, it's hard to believe, back in December 2013 as an equipment technician when one of our existing mechanics had retired. At that time, we had actually hired Anthony away from a Ford dealership where he'd had 15 years of experience. We're primarily a Ford fleet, and so he really fit in perfectly in terms of the skill sets that he was bringing to us. He had actually spent 2 years at International Harvester as well, where he had worked at the development and troubleshooting of prototype diesel engines. So it sounds very impressive. We're not developing prototypes, but we certainly have diesel engines. So having that background certainly assists in maintenance and repairs. He's got various factory certifications in engine repair, performance, brakes, transmissions, electrical systems, and others, and understands and kind of has a certification, but can put that knowledge to work in the field and in the shop. So he's been a part of a very strong and talented group of mechanics for us to maintain our fleet, everything from squad cars to dump trucks to end loaders to complicated pieces of equipment like generators and chainsaws and tub grinders. So our previous garage supervisor actually moved to a new position in public works. And so, to community development. And so we actually asked Anthony in February 2024, at the time where we had another mechanic out on medical leave, Anthony, would you be willing to step up on an interim basis in order to help oversee the department and kind of hold everything together? And again, in the winter months, some of our most difficult time periods. And Anthony stepped up and didn't just kind of hold everything together. He's made a ton of recommendations and improvements in our processes, in safety, how we go about making some of our repairs. He's got great recommendations. He's had great recommendations as we've started to work on kind of the concept development development for our new public works building as well. So he really just didn't hold the status quo. He's really made improvements even on that interim basis. So we've not previously had the benefit of having a trained and certified mechanic to oversee fleet operations. So we think that's going to be a big enhancement, and he's got a lot of good improvements he's going to bring forward in the future as well. So a little bit about Anthony. For the mayor and board's benefit, his wife Shannon and son Anthony are with us tonight as well.
We thank you for your family for being here as well, and Robert's wife is here. So congratulations to you. Well deserved. I know working hard is part of, I think when I first met you, I got that sense immediately. So congratulations to you for working hard and making the difference and receiving this well-deserved promotion. And we wish you the very best, and congratulations to you. Thank you very much. We thank everyone for being here this evening. And now we do have a special presentation. It is a proclamation, and I would like to invite Deepak to the podium, and we are going to do a proclamation for the Diwali. So if you can, step up to the podium, and I know our administrator is going to read the proclamation, which I gave it to. And yeah, just if I could really quick. Deepak, you serve on the Human Relations Advisory Committee that was formed 3 years ago, and you're here representing them. But this, I know when I first met you, this was so important to you, the celebration of lights, and you share that with our community. And we are recognizing that this evening in the proclamation. But then after the proclamation, if you would take a few minutes and just talk about this wonderful celebration coming up, I would appreciate that on behalf of all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
And thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mayor. Whereas Diwali, the Festival of Lights, is the largest and most anticipated holiday in Indian tradition and is celebrated every autumn during the Hindu month of Kartika. And whereas Diwali is celebrated over 5 days, each with their own significance and traditions, with the rituals of highest importance occurring on the third day. And whereas Diwali also marks the beginning of the new year, which is celebrated by family gatherings, gifts, and other traditions, as well as worship to Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of wealth and prosperity. And whereas during Diwali, oil lamps called diyas are lit to signify the belief that light will overcome the darkness, good will prevail over evil, and love will win out hatred. And whereas the Village of Woodridge Human Relations Advisory Committee will host a Diwali celebration on Sunday, October 27th from 3 to 5 p.m. at Downers Grove South High School. Now, therefore, Gina Cunningham, Mayor of the Village of Woodridge, DuPage, Will, and Cook County, Illinois, in recognition of the Festival of Diwali, do hereby proclaim the days of October 29th through November 3rd, 2024 as Diwali, and encourage all residents to celebrate our diverse heritage and culture in our community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Administrator Stonich. And please go ahead.
First of all, thank you, Mayor Cunningham and the board for recognizing Diwali as a special event. Let me go back 3 years ago when the HR Advisory Committee was formed, and it was Mayor Cunningham who helped, encouraged, and really gave us a big push to recognize special, not only Diwali, but other areas of the community event. So HR Advisory Committee worked very hard, came up with a list, and Diwali is one of them. First of all, I'm Deepak Ghosh. I'm one of the members of the advisory committee. So on behalf of the advisory committee, I accept this proclamation. It has been a great honor for me to serve in the committee for 3 years. I've been in the resident of Woodridge for 31 years. So it's really good to see that Woodridge is coming as a big, diverse community. As far as this year is concerned, I'm very proud. Last year, we celebrated in a community center, and we had I think about 260 uh, capacity. Guess what? Within first half an hour, we ran out of the space, and because of the fire safety issues, we had to stop people coming in. We all HR committee members, we felt very bad. So we immediately approached Peggy, through Peggy, Mayor Cunningham, that should we go and find a bigger event, bigger place? And here we are. We are celebrating this year, 2024, in Downers Grove South on 22nd of this month. And I'm very pleased to mention a couple of things. Mayor confirmed that she's going to be there personally, so we really appreciate. Also, I'm very honored to mention that we have invited um, Consul General, I'm sorry, the Indian Consul General of Chicago, and he has gracefully accepted. In fact, I talked to him again yesterday, and he absolutely personally confirmed that I will be there, and he will personally be there to join us because he felt very strongly that what wonderful way Woodridge is showing that the diversity of the community. So that is definitely a great way of showing the community and around our diversity and the program like this Diwali. Uh, in addition to the lot of there would be cultural program, and we have some groups coming from Chicago Symphony Orchestra. They are truly professional group. So I encourage the board members and anybody else, your family members, to come and join. And if the cultural program doesn't interest you, I have something else. At the end of the program or during the program, we will be serving mouth-watering, tasty Indian snacks. So if the cultural program doesn't interest you, please come and join us for the tasty Indian snack. So once again, it is my honor to serve and really appreciate the board and particularly Mayor helping us, guiding through this celebration. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Deepak. We're all looking forward to it. And again, it is really a celebration of light and light in the world, light over darkness. So we're all looking forward to it. And I know last year, many people did have to wait to get in, but they told me it was well worth the wait. But this year we've taken care of that. So thank you very much. And please give our best to the HRAC committee for all of their diligent and good works.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Deepak.
Yeah.
Okay, this evening we'll move to comments from the public. I'm going to pause for a moment to acknowledge any written public comments that have been received prior to the meeting that do not relate to tonight's agenda. And if so, we would enter those into the record.
Mayor, we've not received any.
Thank you very much, Administrator Stonich. Now going to just check with our audience if anyone would like to make a comment to the village board that would be not related to tonight's agenda. If so, we would invite you to the podium, but looks like we're going to go ahead and move on. So now we'll go ahead and pause to acknowledge any written public comments that have been received prior to the meeting that do appear on tonight's agenda.
Mayor, we've not received any.
Thank you very much. Going to go ahead and open it up to the floor, asking if anyone would like to make a comment to the board that does appear on tonight's agenda. Okay, thank you very much. So we'll go ahead and move on to our omnibus agenda. Going to ask for a motion, please, to approve items A through G and acceptance of H through J, please. A motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Trustee Blair. A second?
Second.
Thank you, Trustee Martinez. Any items to be considered separately this evening? Does anyone have anything? Okay, we'll go ahead and move on. So thank you very much. Going to ask our administrator to please read the items that do appear on the omnibus for us this evening.
Thank you, Mayor Cunningham. Members of the board, good evening. Item A, Resolution 2024-62, a resolution authorizing the acceptance of certain required improvements and the bill of sale for certain improvements for Farmingdale Village Subdivision Unit 26A, Phase 2, 33 lots. Item B, Resolution 2024-63, a resolution authorizing the emergency purchase of the replacement for Patrol Vehicle 64. Item C, Resolution 2024-64, a resolution authorizing the expedited vehicle purchase of 2 new vehicles to replace 2 vehicles in the police department. Item D, Resolution 2024-65, a resolution authorizing the Chief of Police to accept a quotation from Axon Technology for body-worn cameras, in-car cameras, and controlled energy weapons or tasers, and related software and equipment. This is a replacement purchase. Item E, Resolution 2024-66, is a resolution making a determination relative to the release of certain executive session minutes pertinent to the Open Meetings Act. This would be for April 7th, 2022, December 21st, 2023, January 18th, 2024, January 30th, 2024, February 8th, 2024, and May 2nd, 2024. Item F, Resolution 2024-67, a resolution approving the waiver of peddler license fees for the Woodridge Winterfest food trucks. Item G, Resolution 2024-68, is a resolution authorizing the purchase of red dot sight replacements for the police department's handguns and rifles. And then items H, I, and J are prior meeting minutes. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Going to ask our clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Page,
Aye.
Trustee Martinez.
Aye.
Trustee Blair. Trustee Kagan.
Aye.
Trustee Annalise.
Aye.
Trustee Krusek.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Under the mayor's report this evening, I do have a few items in addition to Diwali, which is again Sunday, October 27th, from 3 to 5 p.m. at Downers Grove South High School, which is the celebration of light in the world. And I know that they have many activities, including live music. You can view and watch the lighting ceremony. They have inspiring speakers and much, much more. So you can go and register if you would like to. You can go right onto the village website, and it's brought to us by the Village of Woodridge Human Relations Advisory Committee. So thank you very much to the team for bringing us another wonderful Festival of Lights. In addition, that same weekend, which would be Saturday, October 26th at 9 a.m. here in the Wirch Boardroom at Village Hall, 5 Plaza Drive. It's a mayor and board coffee. So we invite everyone to join us. And it really is just getting together and having great conversations. So that is my report this evening. Administrator Stonich.
Mayor, I have no report this evening.
Thank you very much, Administrator Stonich. With no further business to discuss this evening, I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn the village board meeting at 7:24 p.m. Motion, please. Okay. So I have Trustee Blair motion, second by Trustee Martinez. All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thank you very much. Motion carries. We are adjourned. Thank you.